All right, so we're live with this one. This is Thomas, just doing some, support and pair programming sessions for my students, or working on some Project Unify or some Agile Ventures related stuff. Let me go to screen share, so you guys don't have to look at my face. And let's have a quick look. We can start with just having a look at the latest pull request that we had from Kai in the Project Unify project on Agile Ventures. So we are looking into a location match thingy here. Wow, coverage decreased 89%. What? That's so weird. So I need to just check out coveralls. What has happened here? Project Unify. Branch develop. Why aren't we seeing the? Why are we not seeing the builds for pull requests? So let's see, SAML for CI. Let me also just post a link here. Channel PP on Project Unify. Okay. So I need to just grab this. There we go. So let's have a look at the semaphore. So Project Unify, and we just built this one, which of course failed. That's all right. But why did it fail? It failed because Phantom.js weren't loading. Okay, so we just have to restart this, rebuild this one to see what's going on. I wonder if I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I think we're good. So let's see. While this is working, let me just find this project. And so cd projects.
Hi.
Hello, Kai. How's it going?
Yeah, everything fine.
All right, cool. Let's see. We are at Project Uni. I'm just gonna pull down your code.
Yes. Okay.
And see what's up. Let me just get this. So I'm just going to stash this. All right, and git remote. Just to see. Yes. So git fetch. Kai. See what's up. And you have the location match. So I'm just gonna check out this this branch, and I do that. I can pass in the T flag, and I can check out a remote branch.
Ah, okay.
You know, so I just get the copy of your latest code, whatever you just pushed out. You know.
Yes. Okay.
So that's cool. So I'm just gonna run RSpec on this one, and while I do that, I'm just gonna close this little project that I was working on and open up Project Unify. And let's see. I had to restart the build here. We're getting some errors.
Yes, I just did the aspect and features, and that can't work right now because there's no functionality. So.
Good stuff. Good stuff. No, but with the first when you submitted the pull request, the semaphore didn't load the Phantom.js, so that's what it
okay.
what it was. So let's have a quick look at what's going on. I need to start my database again, of course. Yeah. So let me just clean up some stuff here.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Let's just remove this. We can remove this. Before we start looking at those tests. There we go. Puma is out of the box, installed, run by RSpec 5 now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's one thing. Let's just run this. And so, okay, let's have a look at your test. So you were working on the request specs, right?
No, actually at the models.
At the model, all right. On the user spec. Okay.
Hi.
So it's right. Hey, it's Michael.
Hey, Thomas.
Hi, Michael. How's it going?
All right.
Great stuff.
I was working on the back end.
Yeah. So Kai is just is working on implementing a feature where we can. So we have a feature where we're returning users by matching interests, basically in this application. So if you're a user, a registered user, and you tag yourself with programming, for instance, as a skill, right? So if you want to be matched with some other people, you're going to be matched by that interest area. So we're going to return other users to you that are also tagged with program. So that's pretty simple, right? But what we are looking at right now is that you want to have people returned within your geographical area that are tagged with programming, because this is like a mentor-mentee kind of social network, right? So and the whole purpose of this app is to get the people to know each other, to actually get to meet in real life, right? So one of the assumptions is that it could be a good idea to be in the same city or at least the same country, right? Where before you get a match. So we're gonna take the lat and long attributes and pass that into that algorithm and return users that are in the same geographical area. Let's say to start with for an arbitrary like 20 or 30 miles radius or something. And then after a while we can add some other functionality to expand that radius, for instance, or decrease it, or turn it off completely. So because perhaps, let's say that you're in New York City right now, but you're planning to move to Florida, right, to Miami. So you want to start to get to know some people or be matched with people that are in another location than you are in today, because you want to get some new people to know in your future city. So, as a feature later on, we could potentially implement something like that you can you can set your location. But to start with, we're just going to grab the user's current location and return matches for him.
So do you have some kind of library that's going to calculate distance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Depending on where you are on the globe, different lot and lambs are gonna.
Yeah.
Quick
And actually, that is provided to us by Geocoder, and that's, I think you guys use that in
local support.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. You know,
so this is pretty straightforward.
I think we pull in everything that's within so many miles or something.
Yeah, I think so too. So basically, let's see, in their, yeah, so they have this near a method, and you can pass in the lot lang here, and then you pass in like 20. In this case, is the 20 miles radius.
Right.
So that's pretty cool, and you can also change those units since we are metric based, so we can change those 20 to kilometers if we don't want to use radius. So that's pretty convenient.
Anyway,
good stuff. So let's have a look at. So this is the user model. The user model is growing on us a little bit. So probably we would like to extract some of this to a library or something later on, but that's for the refactoring stage, I guess. So we have different scopes because we have two different types of users. We have mentors and people that would like to be mentored, and for some reason we call them mentorees, but they should be called mentees actually. So we might want to refactor that later on. That was just bad English here. But anyway, so we have a private profile, skills tags. That's cool. Okay, so this is the one from 147.
Yes.
This is what you started to add, right?
Yes.
Good stuff. Okay, so we have Gothenburg, Sweden, and we have Hamburg, where I assume you were located, Guy.
Yes, actually.
Cool. I love that. Test cases should be realistic. I'm in Gothenburg, you're in Hamburg. Great stuff. So we're basically we're doing very similar stuff that we do in the other described blog above, where we just unify people. So we create a user, and then we update those users with skill list, and we add the lat and long to each user. Good stuff. And unify mentors to, let's see, we can start.
You not just pass them into the factory row?
Once again?
I was just wondering, can you not just pass those skill lists and longitude and latitudes into the factory?
Probably we can. So we can definitely refactor that once we get this to pass. But good stuff. So this this update takes a little longer. I think we did that here a little bit probably for readability, of the test. But I totally see what you're getting at, Michael. So we can definitely set that at least the lat and long, because the skill list is an association, or is it? I don't know. Let's get back to that. But let's just see what we have here so far. So expect user 1 unify true. Why do you pass in true here?
That's actually that we're using a location. So if you have a look at the user model and the unify method, so not to broke the old functionality, I just assumed, yes.
Where is that?
Up, yes.
There you are. Okay.
So just to preserve the old functionality to use the unify method without a location.
Okay. All right. So could we say something? Could we say something like this? So to pass in to make it more readable.
I think.
How do you feel about that?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so that would mean, so let's run this one. No, let's just, yeah, well, let's run it. So it's 167. So RSpec.
Sorry, Thomas. I have to go now.
All right. We
Okay.
stick around for a while, so
Yep.
I'm gonna push up the code, and you can grab it from me later, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. This is kind of worrisome. I just made a change in this method call, and it still passes for me. Isn't that weird?
Interesting. Well, no, it depends on how it's checking.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Unify just doing if true, if whatever.
Yeah.
So if
yeah,
you have anything that's not false, it's gonna.
Yes. So
there's a way, I think.
So I would say I would have to pass.
Use, location : false.
Yeah.
And that will give it a keyword. Keyword arg.
But I don't have to wrap this in something like this.
Maybe because of that rad, yeah.
But I don't know whether. So, but I think I.
I don't think you need to do that.
Because I was getting an error without it, you know, if I just pass in.
Oh, you do?
Well, it's marked red here. If
run the test and see what it says.
Yeah, so it's gonna. So I'm gonna run it like this, and it should throw me an error. Yeah. So there's an error. Yeah. So it's complaining about that. Oh. So let's add.
Right.
And then if args
location. Yeah, colon and then symbol. Wow.
Like this, right? So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna set a binding pry here.
I don't think that'll. Not sure what that'll do.
Okay, so I just want to have a look at the params. Well, not the params, but what exactly where we are passing in here. So what is args? Location true. Yeah, of course. This is like my bad. What we need to do is if arg location like this. Well, basically what we want to do is say is this, right? If it equals true, but we don't need this. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I was looking something up.
So what I want is this.
Yeah.
But I can shorten it by removing this, basically.
I'm just trying to look up something on keyword arguments and positional arguments.
Sure.
And mixing them.
Yes. New buys. Okay. So myself. And we have a lat and long. Okay. And that is okay.
So if you have a argument with a default value,
Mm-hmm.
it has to come before a keyword argument. That's why it was throwing up on you.
Ah, okay. So
it would have to be rad equals 20 location colon false.
Okay, all right.
I think that's because
Let's see. I want to get this. So basically, what you're saying is
that would have to come first. Radius, yeah.
and then I can say,
args.
but should I get rid of the
just keep location false. You don't have to have the hash, I don't think.
brackets? Okay. And then I just say if location like this, right?
Yeah. Potentially. And you can get rid of that colon, that keyword. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Okay.
Switch around your arguments in the call.
Okay. So if this evaluates the true, then we go on. All right. Good stuff. Great. It's cleaner, I would say. Good.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I see that he's using this nearbys here, which is interesting because it's what is this? This is the geocoder thing. Okay, so this method comes from the geocoder gem, and let's say that return nil unless geocoded, and so we can just say self.geocoded, and we get true. All right, so that's cool. And options merge exclude self, of course, unless and self. All right, and say self class near of self in the radius. Okay, I understand this. So this actually returns.
We just pushed out a feature on website 1. Probably don't care.
Oh, really? Which one?
It's been sitting around, but if you go to
metrics.
If you go to the activities tab of your user page,
mm-hmm.
It now explains how you got your karma.
Oh, there we go. 73 hangouts. Okay.
So it's saying you've coasted 73 hangouts. Yeah.
Okay. Because I had 1,262 points last time I checked. You should display the total points here as well somehow.
Yeah.
On this, but now I'm having what do I have? The index, the user's index page still takes shitloads of time to load.
Yeah, we haven't optimized yet.
So I was meaning to ask Sam, but I might as well ask you. When do you run this karma calculator?
Right now, Sam just ran it when we deployed it, but we should probably. We're gonna eventually put it into a daily task that runs.
Okay. All right, because I remember I've actually hosted a few meetings after but okay.
So those two things are a little out of date, actually.
Mm.
I mean, so there's like a freshness issue that says 127062, but if you go to your individual activity page and look at your karma contributions and add them up, it's probably not the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
so they are actually more live.
Yeah, that's more live because we actually go out and run it.
Yeah.
On the current data.
Yes. Yes. Good stuff. So I get 1 point for each hangout hosted. Great stuff. and for each commit that we make to the
and you get 100 points for hooking up your GitHub and 100 points for hooking up your G+.
Yeah, I'm pretty well covered here. I got full points on everything. Good stuff. Okay, let's have a quick look on the user model again.
Well, that was the key goal, was that you and Sam would be at the top.
Exactly. So here we have to chain those find related skills and nearbys, basically. So let's try that in the console here. So and if I chain them like this, I'm getting of course, a non-method error. And I cannot chain them like this either. Because that's the same thing will happen. Okay. So so collection equals self nearbys radius and collection plus to use the active record relation. Okay. So this is not the right way to do this, I would say. Interesting. Also relation. So okay, so because it's very convenient for us to use this find related skills. It's something that it's a method that act as taggable gives us, which is also the same gem that we are using for titles, on website 1.
So can you go back to this so I can see? Roll to the left a little bit.
To the terminal?
Yeah, in the Ruby mine.
Once again?
In the Ruby mine, can you scroll to the left so I can just see?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So this line.
If we're not unifying by location.
Not yet. Yeah. If we're not unifying by location, then and you are a mentor, then if you are a mentor, then we find you related mentees. Again, it's the wrong domain, wrong name here. But if you are a mentee, then we return both other mentees and mentors. That's the logic for now, at least.
Okay.
But the thing is that we want to do the same thing here. So basically, what I would like to do is
I just had a question with regards to, maybe this is not something you plan to support. Could you be a mentor in something particular and then a mentee in something else?
We haven't thought about that use case. It's interesting. It's an interesting use case, but we have not considered this. And just on top of my head, it would require us to rethink the structure of how we set those skills. But it's an interesting concept. It's an interesting concept. Okay. Let's make a note of that. Yeah, but anyway, back to this. So since we cannot chain those things. So but okay. So look, here I am calling a scope on this collection, on this active record relation that is the result of this. So I would rather create. Let's just try this. We can try creating a scope and call it, you know, nearby users. Hold on a second. Nej, jag tror att det var där nere. Okay? Nearby users, and that is.
I think that, I mean, the self.find related skills, right, probably won't work because the mentoree scope is looking at a user. Right?
So this works.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So mentorees is a scope that we're using. So you can for some reason call that on that. So let's just try to where to the nearby users scope, nearby users. No, that's not gonna fly. I was thinking.
Om en annan som har tid så åker jag iväg för att jag fortsätter. Bra.
Okej. Okay.
Jag har 2 saker kvar som
jag så fortsätter jag med kläderna. Let's see. So what do we want to have? We want to find self near and then some sort of current position, but that we cannot here. But we don't have self or self. Say it like this: self class near. Oh. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to I'm trying to scope every user to. So this is this doesn't feel good. We cannot. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is to grab the. I want to grab the geo, like I want to grab the location of the current self, the current user, you know, because we have that. If you see here, we have, in this case at least, we have a latitude and longitude on this user, you know. So I would say self near, and then how do we have to do this? We have to do this.
You're in a scope, which is kind of a.
Yeah, it won't help us here. We can't really do this here, right? Can we?
Like in a collection.
Yeah.
That's like not fully realized yet.
Exactly. So we won't be able to do it here now. So I have to. So forget about that idea. So let's say that we have the nearbys. You know, we have the collection, which we can grab here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that returns 3 users for us.
Okay.
And now.
And now you want to. Okay.
And now we want to find among these 3 users. We want to get the related skills once. So probably I just want how many users should that return to me on the user spec. Only user 2 should be returned.
So what if you just run find related skills on that scope?
That's not.
Doesn't work.
So we cannot, that would be the easiest solution, if we could chain those methods like this, right?
Yeah.
But that's not gonna fly for us. So that's why I kind of thought we could do something with a scope, but because obviously, we can run a scope on a collection,
Right. So, like, what is your data model for the schema? Can you go to the schema?
Yes.
Under DB.
On the user languages. There we go.
So are skills basically a tag?
Yes.
If you go up to those tags, how do tags work?
Name and an account of tag. So
Name and tags. So it has a name, an index. So what if you hold on? Sorry.
okay.
What if you join with the tags table?
Hallå Thomas.
Tjena Micke. Tjena. How's it going?
Yeah, all good.
All right.
I haven't seen some proper coding in a while, so thought I'd pop in.
Great stuff. So we are working on one of the many Agile Ventures projects that I'm involved in, and we are developing a small feature where we want to look for. So we have a set of users, and we have a set of users, and each user is tagged with certain areas of interest, and now we want to find a way to unify them, to get them to match each other, but also not only by the areas of interest, but also by geocode. So that's why we're adding latitude and longitude to each user, and so we have 4 users in Gothenburg and 1 user in Hamburg. And this user 1, which is Thomas here, should be, when we unify this user, it should be unified with user 2, and user 2 is tagged with JavaScript, and I am tagged with JavaScript. You see, but other users that are also tagged with JavaScript. Well, this one would also be returned actually up to user 4. No, user 4 is in Hamburg, so he shouldn't be returned. Okay, now I understand. All right, good stuff.
Sorry, I was turning off an alarm, and
sure,
I'm installing the Rails app in the background.
Okay, so did you clone it?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to get hold of this particular branch, it's called the location match. So you can.
Hey, I'm back in.
Hi, man.
Sorry.
Kai, what the fuck are we gonna do with those cassettes?
I really don't know.
Michael, do you have experience working with VCR?
Yeah.
What's up? Because it keeps adding a lot of cassettes for me, and I don't really know what to do with that. Do I need that to run specs, or should we just exclude them from version control, or?
cassettes should go in version control, but it should settle down after you add them, and if it's not, then it suggests that there's an issue with your VCR.
Because Kai, you just
nothing
recently
changed.
removed them, right?
I removed some because I got an error, and if there's a cassette missing, then it's recreated, and
Right.
so that basically then the cassettes were recreated and the error was gone, and so that's why they are added.
Regenerated. Okay, I'm just gonna add them. You know, CI VIP work. On the user. Michael, are you the Swedish Michael? Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm listening.
No? Okay. So the reason why we started to work on this project is because none of my students were jumping in fast enough. So that's why we started working on this. But is it okay for you if you just stick around and listen?
For me, yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
What is VCR and cassettes, by the way?
Could somebody explain VCR in a few words?
VCR is basically for like acceptance level network, just like network, I guess, stubbing.
Yeah.
What it does is it lets the test run against a real network connection, and then it actually records the results, and then when you run the test again, it replays them, meaning it just provides the same results, the same requests, and you aren't actually hitting the connection anymore, the network.
So one of the principles of testing, of course, the Swedish method, is that we don't want to make any network calls while we're in our test environment. You know, tests should be able to be run in isolation, right? So sometimes when you are building an application, you want to hit an external API for some information. Like in our case, we are using a service to geocode people. But there could be many use cases for why you reach out to external services for information or data. But in your test environment, you don't want to do that. So you as Michael was saying, you allow the test environment to make a call once, and then you record the response, and that recording can be used in your future tests runs, basically. So let's see, the cassette for fixtures should have valid fixture factory. You know, it looks something like this. It's a YAML file with a lot of responses, and that is parsed into JSON later on. But I don't really know why we are recording all of this stuff, to be honest, because it seems to me that a lot of these calls are internal calls.
Is it to not put strain on the network, or is it to eliminate a point of failure?
Both.
Both.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
It also makes your test faster if you're not making a call to the network, because the network is orders of magnitude slower.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Michael, if you would like to, is your app installed?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. If you want, you can grab that. If you share your screen, perhaps you can get your hands dirty on this one.
So what feature were we working on?
So we are at location match. So if you fetch my, do you have my remote added?
I believe I checked out your stuff. Let me say. Git log. Cleaned up one file.
That's the one, but you should. I just made a commit, so you might want to pull from me. My last one is called WIP matching method on user.
This is up to date.
Oh, really? Hold on a second. Perhaps I forgot to push. That's a rookie mistake. Git push. Oh, I did push.
Oh.
Location. Origin. Yeah.
And that's your remote Teochman Project Unify?
Let's see. Origin is on me, yeah, on top one, Project Unify. Yeah.
Oh. It's not coming through as anything new, so. Oh, there at the head is WIP matching.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So
Good.
what feature in particular are we looking at? Unify?
So currently we're in the model spec for users, around 160 something.
So at the spec level, okay.
And then we are on the user model basically.
And on the spec. Oh, user spec. Let's run all of them. We're going to the models user.
So Kai, what we are discussing now is we cannot chain those two methods.
Yes.
You know, as you also pointed out. So
yes.
we are considering different options. One idea I had, but it's not viable, I think, is to create a scope. But let's figure this out together somehow. We did a small refactoring to that method, you know, to pass in the location.
Okay.
True, but it's so we're good on that.
It's running, getting my database ready, I think.
Yeah, the test is passing now, but because it's the wrong test, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will.
Got a failure for something, and there's failures.
Yeah.
171. So 171 failed.
Yeah, probably. We should focus on that first one, you know. So it passes because we are using. If we just focus on the 167, it's something wrong with the test. We're using include. It should actually, you know, we should have an assertion that it doesn't include, you know, user 3 and user 4 or something, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So actually we could squash some tests together.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's work on this one first and see what's going on. You know,
yeah.
Once we get this one to pass, we can focus on the other ones. I'm not particularly fond of having two assertions in one spec, but let's cross this bridge later on.
Parser errors. Oh, do we not like? Is this to not? It's not to, right?
I think it's either way.
Probably not that dumb.
Probably not.
Config environment.rb failed from module.
Pass in just one of them. Just say user 3. Just remove the other ones.
Still failing with the method changes. What if I just comment that out? Oh, shit. I know what it is. Stupid of me. This distribute one looks like R. BR. I'm running cubes.
Ah.
Yeah. Run that. Okay. One here. Run that. So we'll just verify that it should fail. It fails.
Good.
Why does it fail?
Because you got
Not to include, yeah. So that looks right. So, and that's because it doesn't actually care about skills right now, right?
yes, and that's the problem. So we need to get the ones nearby, and then skills, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. You know, perhaps even in terms of performance, perhaps if we should worry about that, we should get. We're still gonna make two database calls no matter what, right?
Sure. Need to look at the schema, the user, the tagging script table.
Let's just say act. See if I find any good methods in the act is taggable.
Tag ID. So it looks like taggable type would be like user or whatever, right?
Okay, so one idea, yeah. But one idea I have is, so if we get the near collection, you know, those 3 users, shouldn't we like try to iterate over that collection and remove all the users that do not have at least one matching tag with self, because we have self.
Go on.
We have at that point we have self to look at, and we have the collection, so we can go through that collection and make just remove all those users that do not have matching skills.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I think that might be a bit inefficient, but what if we do both database codes, so with taggable and with geocoder, and then we join them so that only the ones which appear in both.
Okay. Let's try that for the first.
I know, but there are actually then 2 database queries, so I don't know if that's maybe too much overhead.
Do you see what we're getting at, Michael?
A little bit.
So so let's say that you save, you do the nearby method and save the results in a variable, and then you just do the skills and just run that the same method as we're doing on line 45. Let's say let's save that in a variable, say by skills. Yeah, and self find related skills. It would be, I think. No. I would say on line 42. You said self find by related skills. So now we have two collections. We have one nearbys and one skills, right?
Yeah.
And the idea that Kai is getting at is just to join those two collections.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, no. Wait. We want to create a third collection where instances of user that are both in skills and in the nearbys should be added to the third collection.
Yeah, I think there was
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Errol. There might be something in Errol for that. Are you familiar? Maybe not.
No, I'm not actually. What is?
It's the library that Active Record uses under.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking because we presumably want to return a scope, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Maintainable with something else in the future.
That would be the best, actually.
Yes.
So it would be like Errol intersection. Intersection that would be.
So.
How to intersect two associations in Errol. That's not quite. Oh, is there an intersect method? Self.skills.intersect. Number of arguments. So if I do that, I think potentially if I do .intersect nearbys, that might work.
You can run all of this. Just grab this code and run it directly in the console now.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sure,
you gave us something.
This return. Did this return and
save that in a variable instead, and we can see what methods we can call on that. Oh, S is reserved.
Yeah. Step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Okay, let's see what P is from a class. Let's call class on it. Okay, and let's see what methods we can.
I think there's a way to go public or something. It's just going to give us everything.
Yeah, allocate. Yeah. Class eval. Is there like a collection or something? What did it return? No.
So it's a P dot. It's a nodes intersect class.
Mm-hmm.
Nodes intersect. How to get scope from that? Maybe. How do we convert that to a scope? Because that's an Errol thing.
Yeah. But go back to the terminal. Just type P. See what. Just type P. Or just P. Okay. So let's just have a look at the left. Groups, havings, projection set, source, top wearers, children left, aliases. Let's move on. Types. Okay, now. Expression. Log. Projection source. Types. It can.
I might have to use something from Active Record to get it back.
Yeah.
It's in a second more than enough arrow. Close.
It's interesting. I never used this one before, actually. So.
There are occasions when what you really want is to combine data of two queries, i.e. union, or data where those two queries intersect, i.e. an intersect. Just like arrow, SQL arrow can do that.
So, couldn't we try? I mean, could we try this union method or?
1 second. This is what we want right here.
Post. Yes.
So what we actually want is user arrow table dot from user dot create table alias total. And then if I do this, user undefined, is there not a user?
What?
Yes, there is a user.
Oh. Never mind.
Self. No.
So potentially we could. Has to be like that, right?
Yeah. You should probably be able to omit that, but.
Probably not, because self is a. Maybe you're right.
Create table.
Okay, so now we have that. Okay, so.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay, now we see that's one.
You have to. This is the thing with it. You have to do arrow table on it. One number of arguments given.
No, you wrote the user URL table. Let's have a look at the example first again in wherever you were. So you're doing a post equals post URL table, and then post from post.
Yes.
So now if you go back to your code for a second,
it's user.from, not user.arrow table from. That's a class.from.
You see, so you have one URL table too much at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's an empty relation, or what?
Well, that's interesting. That's cool. So undefined method create table alias.
Okay,
Right.
so yeah, so you have to modify line 43 there, yeah. And then you call arrow table on continue on line 43.
On line 43.
Yeah. So in the parentheses,
Right.
after the second user, you say arrow table and then dot create. There you go.
And then I'll get an empty relation.
Probably. Oh, now you get something different, completely different. Intersect.
Huh.
Wow. Well, you got to love those SQL statements. I can't even read them anymore. That's weird. So nearby self now. Okay, so this is total and this is okay. But if you go back to the code for a second, let's have a look at those 3 lines here. So we're doing the intersect on the nearbys and total create table alias total of users. Okay.
Which line is this actually failing on? 68. Why not me Unify, but it's not telling me. Rails helper. Okay.
Just gonna do a quick little research on my own here.
So that's interesting. Now it fails in that way. Even, yeah. Looks like it's failing on this.
Okay, let's be bold here. Let's go to the let's set a binding pride and let's just perhaps we're overcomplicating this. How about if we just merge those two collections? So if you just comment out line 43 just for a second, and just remove the intersect nearbys from 42. Just set the comment. Oh, well, and the dot. Just remove the dot as well. Okay, and let's run this so we have that those 2 collections. We shouldn't be merging. No, we should be cleaning them out. No. So what about? So just check the size of nearbys. Just do nearbys. That should work. Okay. Skill size. Oh.
Oh, should this not be self?
This should be self. Why the fuck are we? So what is self? Just check self. So yeah. And so self skills or skills list or skill. Yeah. Okay. So if you just do skill list, I think it's called. Yeah. Okay. What?
If something is, maybe I need to just, maybe the path database got screwed up somehow. Hmm. I think if it'll work. It'll work. There's skills, here's nearbys. So what if I try to revert back? Well, I don't know if it'll work now.
What the fuck was that? I just lost myself. I think that the RL table approach is the better one, actually. So, but we need those two collections. That's very easy.
Find related skills dot. What did I do? What did I have here? Dot intersect, right? No, it's just doesn't like that intersect. I don't know.
No. So I'm seeing some what the fuck? Okay, for some reason. So if you look at my screen for a sec.
Yeah.
So in this Stack Overflow post, one guy is also they're asking about combining two active record relation objects, right?
Yeah,
so
like
one of the guys is mentioning RL as well, but then there is this one guy that is actually, doing the same thing that we want to do using another gem, which is I'm not a great fan of pulling in new dependencies, for every task. But if you look at this example here, it kind of reminds me of what we want to do here. Self, first collection.
So we want an intersection, not a union.
Yeah. But for some reason,
actually, the comment underneath that is also talking about the act as taggable on.
Okay, also, even for 4 years after you posted, has been only solution for me to create a union from ransack and access taggable on while keeping active record instances intact.
Huh.
Okay. Okay.
No.
So let's have a look at that gem and see what it does. Union send active. The current user draft posts and all the published posts from many. The current user post union with posts Yeah, so this is what I think this is what we're looking for, isn't it? Any thoughts?
Mm.
Well,
Seems so. Mm-hmm.
we don't actually want a union, right? Or do we?
No, we don't. We want to exclude them, basically, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Fuck off. I'm still thinking about the scope, you know, that we're so because we already use a similar thing on that on the mentees thing. If you think about it, we are. I would like to build a scope, call them nearbys or whatever, and where and you know, just say where lat and long is somehow within the proximity kind of thing, you know. Because then we can call that on that relation. It seems more.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It seems more straightforward, I think. Let me see. Anything similar to that? Results. No. Street risk. How do they do that? Nearby. Object distance. So, but okay. So hold on a second. If we, okay, so if we take a look at the you know, if we do find related skills, we get a collection on everybody, right? And now we just back to the iterating idea then. If we iterate over that collection and grab every instance of, you know, of the user in that collection, check if is he nearby self. If not, throw him out from the collection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just save that result in a variable, in, you know.
Yes.
In those.
Like that.
Yeah, and then we just like skill.each or skill collection or whatever you want to call it. Let's call it skill.each. And just say you call it user or whatever because it's a user. Yeah, and then so how do we check that? We check object distance nearby. Where was it? Was in this nearby? Near. Can't we check?
Include.
You could, yeah.
Can't we say nearby object? Fuck. Let's just go to the console now.
You could use the distance method and calculate the distance from itself to the upside user. Oh, okay.
Okay, well that should work. Nearby include user. If that is true, you know. Yeah. New push user. Yeah, this is like. There must be a better way to do this, of course, but you know, let's get something. You want to go over that again?
Well, all right, you're right.
I don't think you need to do.
No, we don't need to.
So let's set the binding prior after this, and just see. What new is now. And that's, what's the name of that user? Anders? Let's go to the spec file for a second. User 3 name is Kalle, so that's not, user 2, it's the user 2 that we want to have. Okay, so that's correct.
That's correct, yes, but we've lost our scope.
Yes, we lost our scope.
Intersection. You realize that I'm losing karma. Yeah. So that works in some way. It's horribly inefficient. That's
Yes. Yes, we need to find a better way to do this.
Yes.
But let's stick with it for now, at least. But
Yeah.
it's because we don't take into consideration the or do we? We don't take into consideration the mentor and the mentee, you know, setting either. So we need to get that. But do commit this, Michael. You know, to start with, and we'll see what's how we can.
All of them, even the cassettes, right?
Yeah. Add the cassettes as well. It's still a VIP. Yeah. That's a good one. I love you too, Michael. Not you, man. Now it's forever embedded in the history of this project that I made the worst implementation ever. No, but it's working at least. No, so let's research that because it's it must be fixed. Let me just.
I did actually just push that to the. There's a new. I should have made my own.
Oh, you didn't. Hey, you didn't fork it first?
No.
Ah, now you're losing karma. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna get it from you. There we go. Okay, so Kai, if you want to grab this from me, you can grab it. You know, I will delete that branch, Michael.
Okay.
You okay with that, Mikey?
Yeah.
Good.
Sam and I just pushed straight on to the Agile Ventures nowadays.
Yeah, I know. You guys do that. I am still very much against that. I don't like it. I think that it's you know, it's much cleaner to have the main repository, just keep it safe, and have the developers work to their own forks basically. But, it's a different philosophy, I guess. Yeah. Let's see.
Well, there's nothing safe with me having super admin. So like essentially, it seems like I can just push to any repo.
In the Agile Ventures domain, yes, so can I, absolutely. Which is, you know, so someday when we get together, when I'll be coming over to United States, we can get drunk and we can just ruin every repo later. Are you up for that, Mikey?
Sure. Yeah.
We can make all silly commits, you know. When you know, I know a few ways how to alter Git history, and we can make commits in Tansaku's name and stuff, you know, and you know, we can make him take the blame.
Right.
No. All right.
With the Slackbot's advice and don't commit drunk.
You know, every rule is to be broken at some point. You know? So no, I never commit drunk. I hardly drink nowadays. I don't have time. Which reminds me, the Star Trek movie has this premieres today here in Sweden. And I was hoping to get a babysitter, but that's not going to fly, unfortunately. So I'm sad. Okay, so I need to take off now. My time is up. Kai, do you know? You can grab this and keep on working on it. I will continue to do some research on how to make this Michael's horrible implementation much better.
Yes.
But you know, if you find something, just refactor it. But it works for now, at least. It's not the best solution, but it works.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Mike, thank you very much for joining in. Next time we'll be doing some front-end stuff with Ionic application. If you want to tag along on that.
All right.
Right?
Bye.
Good stuff. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Live long and prosper. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.